Hi, Godspeed. This channel, I want to tell you, like, I have a channel, I say like a coffee science, but I have only water here. I want to tell you that we can go to the stars, and you are being tricked, the entire Earth, by physicists like this guy, Brian Greene, that I wonder if he even knows physics.
If you don't mind, can we spend a few minutes talking about God, if that's okay? So I'm just wondering, I too get asked at many lectures my view on God. And my typical answer is that, sure, there could be a God that's behind it all, and what we're doing as physicists, chemists, biologists, working out God's laws. And if that's how it is, I am thrilled to be part of that noble journey. I then add by saying, look, there's no evidence for that. I don't see any reason to believe that. And if what we're doing is just working out the laws of physics or chemistry or biology, and that's all that you need for a universe, I'm thrilled to be part of that journey. So the bottom line is, from a sociological, from a historical viewpoint, religion's very, very interesting, but it's kind of profoundly uninteresting to answer the deep questions, because I feel like all I'm doing is replacing one mysterious set of words framed scientifically with another set of equally mysterious words that are framed non-scientifically. Yeah. Now, I should say, after I say that, I always apologize, because I am all for hedging your bets. I'm not beyond that at all. What do you think of that view?
Well,
Okay, so I want to tell you that this is dude Brian Greene, dude. I wonder if you know physics. This is all the physics that exists. Force equal mass time acceleration. This is gravity. Because you put the specific acceleration of the system, of the planet. So it is not attraction from Galileo times. But I wonder if you know physics, dude. What do you study? What? This is gravity, and these the vectors, the compounding, discompounding vectors. And the next equation is kinetic energy of movement, not electricity, equals 1.5 mass time velocity. This is all the physics that you are bragging. But you do not know clearly, because you said that it is attraction. Two bodies attract one another.
The idea that I think most physicists or cosmologists buy into at the moment is that gravity can have two manifestations. The usual form of gravity is the attractive version. You drop something toward the Earth and it moves downward because the Earth and the object pull on each other. That's the ordinary gravity that we experience every day of our lives. But Einstein's equations actually allow gravity to also be repulsive. It can push outward as opposed to just pulling inward. And this is something that we have never experienced, because the gravity created by a rocky object like the Earth is always the attractive variety. The gravity created by the sun, again, a compact object, is always the attractive variety. But Einstein's math shows that if you don't have a rocky object that's isolated in space, but rather energy that is uniformly spread through a region of space, that kind of entity yields repulsive gravity. If the very early universe, if it was filled with a uniform bath of this energy, we call it the inflaton field, the name doesn't matter, but if it was filled with that energy, it would have been subject to repulsive gravity. What does repulsive gravity do? Pushes everything apart, causes everything to rush outward. So the bang of the Big Bang may have been a spark of repulsive gravity operating with a tiny region of space that pushed everything apart.
And it is not the case from Galileo times. You see this circle? You put the force equal mass time acceleration with this compounding of the vectors, you see? I explained to you. I don't know where did you study it. And you put this compounding of vectors like this. You see? So the force is defined by area. Newtonian force. Force is like this of impact. You see? force equals mass time acceleration. And you put it because it varies. If you want to break this glass from close, you cannot. It's the same mass, but if you accelerate it. So what is gravity, my friend? Attraction between two bodies. Do you even know physics? Do you even know physics? So force equals mass time acceleration. You understand? It is not attraction. Gravity is not attraction. What is anti-gravity? What is it? You're stupid, okay? Listen, you see this, the same vector. In this way accelerates and this way decelerates. The same vector. So what is this anti-gravity? Repulsive gravity? You don't know what Einstein said. You do not know what Einstein said. It is a field defined by area, and Einstein said that Newton did not bother himself to explain it if it is instantaneous field or not. It comports like this spring, you see. If this will be like a straight line, it will have different force of impact. Here in the top, in the middle, and my hand, it varies the force of impact. So it charges a body differently with the impact. So you do not know physics. You are tricking the entire with false poems. If I move this like this, and Newton says it is a force, unseen force, exactly like this wire. But you see that if it is impacts here or in the middle of on my hand, it varies. So that's why I put it on the areas in the circle. You understand? So it is not attraction. You do not know physics and you are stupid. But let me tell you with your Big Bang, stupid Big Bang, we cannot see the universe.
However, another answer is that the very question may not make as much sense as the words seem to suggest. We know how to parse that sentence. We know what it means to talk about the moment before the Big Bang because we fully understand the meaning of that kind of sentence. But it could be that when it comes to the Big Bang, the sentence actually doesn't mean anything. It could be that the Big Bang was the place where time itself started. Talk about 1 billion years ago or 10 billion years ago, but if you go to 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang, that may be where time started. And you can't go further back in time than the very origin of time itself.
There's nothing wrong before, we just don't have any data. I don't mind going into negative time. I have no problem with that. I don't mind resetting where the 0 point is. Time is just, where you put the 0 is arbitrary, as it continues to be this day with calendars. And so the starting point is just where you want to put it. And so right now, a pretty good starting point is the Big Bang. We don't know how to put it earlier than that. But if the day comes where a whole new kind of understanding of the universe reveals to us before that, I don't have any problems pushing the 0 point back or just counting into negative years.
Stop tricking the entire Earth. We cannot see the universe. All of you are sick and stupid. The galaxies are stars put in clouds. Our galaxy is the only body that we can see. And it has 1 day with the speed of light. Light decreases with the square of distance. And the so-called galaxies are cumulus of metallic objects put in clouds. Because they are not gravitational systems. I just proved to you what gravity is. It impacts harder this and in the middle and at my tip of my hand. And so it is defined by area. So in another way, this force has a quantity on the spring from the top in here. And you see that the same vector accelerates, decelerates, accelerates, decelerates. You see? The same vector. The force has a case like this, circular case, and one rectilinear one. And when this is consumed, this is gaining again. And it is a field. And Einstein wondered, what is this field? Because Newton did not answered. He says that only in this field there is a quantity of force that hits the earth to charges to maintain it like this, to maintain the same speed, to maintain the same speed, because he saw that it makes an error. You understand? So stop tricking the entire earth. It is hitting like this, and it has a value with area. If you have radius over a squared, you orbit here or down or further than the point of the center. So I wonder, dudes, do you even know physics?
The idea that I think most physicists or cosmologists buy into at the moment is that gravity can have two manifestations. The usual form of gravity is the attractive version. You drop something toward the Earth and it moves downward because the Earth and the object pull on each other. That's the ordinary gravity that we experience every day of our lives. But Einstein's equations actually allow gravity to also be repulsive. It can push outward as opposed to just pulling inward. And this is something that we have never experienced because the gravity created by a rocky object like the Earth is always the attractive variety. The gravity created by the sun, again, a compact object, is always the attractive variety. But Einstein's math shows that if you don't have a rocky object that's isolated in space, but rather energy that is uniformly spread through a region of space, that kind of entity yields repulsive gravity. If the very early universe, if it was filled with a uniform bath of this energy, we call it the inflaton field, the name doesn't matter, but if it was filled with that energy, it would have been subject to repulsive gravity. What does repulsive gravity do? Pushes everything apart, causes everything to rush outward. So the bang of the Big Bang may have been a spark of repulsive gravity operating with a tiny region of space that pushed everything apart.
Stop tricking the entire Earth. But let me tell you like this. All of you were tricked with this Dawkins dude. Our galaxy is the only thing that we can see. This is, you must understand that to apologize, really apologize, not like this, to apologize the far front on God, because we cannot see the universe. You are stupid. Then the galaxies are simply metallic objects put in clouds of matter. Our galaxy is the only body we can see, has only one day with the speed of light. That's why in the Bible says that made stars in one day. And the stars do not produce flames. And the galaxies are not gravitational system. One body does not pull to another. You understand? My hand does not pulse like with attraction. There is a force in my hand and one in this, like this and this. Newton example is like a horse pulls on the rock. The rocks has an equal force in opposite direction. But if you do not pull in the rock do not pulse on you. You understand? It is only that it has a case of a opposite direction. So it is a circular case to be maintained at this circle. So our galaxy has only one day with the speed of light. Stop tricking the Earth. The Earth will not learn something from your lies. Say correct physics if you know, but if you not, stop these lies with black matters and dark stupidity that you invented to trick the Earth. I'm bored of your foolishness and silliness. You tricked the Earth for years with some poems invented in 1800s that gas congealed Laplace with attraction, like you said. But I'm telling you, the stars are not like our sun. This is what was invented by Giordano Bruno in 1400s. The stars are made from metal. And they are always and produce light without fire. They do not move in all times. So the galaxies are pieces of metal put in clouds of matter at the border of our galaxy. Our galaxy is a sphere from ancient times. You falsify that it is a spiral in this current day. It is a sphere from ancient times. And you know what? You are more stupid, because we cannot see the universe. Only this inside this galaxy with a 1 day with the speed of light. Everything is false what you are saying though. So could be this galaxy that it is 1 day with the speed of light, that this planet to have 4.6 billion years?
However, another answer is that the very question may not make as much sense as the words seem to suggest. We know how to parse that sentence. We know what it means to talk about the moment before the Big Bang because we fully understand the meaning of that kind of sentence. But it could be that when it comes to the Big Bang, the sentence actually doesn't mean anything. It could be that the Big Bang was the place where time itself started. Talk about 1 billion years ago or 10 billion years ago, but if you go to 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang, that may be where time started. And you can't go further back in time than the very origin of time itself.
If the galaxy is only 1 day with the speed of light, like in the Bible says, that's why in the Bible said that our galaxy was produced all the stars in 1 day. Because let me tell you how it was produced. All the planets were bodies like this. This is a concrete piece made with water. To understand, all the planets are made with water like this. And they were submerged in the cloud of hydrogen oxygen cloud. Maintained like in a cloud when it rains. And then a circuit cut the cloud in two and break it and make it at the border of our galaxy, and it voided the planets, and the planets were suspended. You understand? At once, and then in a second, electricity went through the cloud and ignited all the stars, because it was with the speed of light. It was ignited, and it was from the morning to evening were ignited all the stars in the solar system. So stop lying with false physics. Let's see what is beyond this galaxy. Let's see what the universe looks. But do not falsify. That's why Bible says that God made the skies, the heaven, and the earth, not the universe. Because you are stupid. That's why. And we cannot see the universe. That's why. We cannot see beyond our galaxy. Because you are stupid. So, could be these planets, if our galaxy has 1 day, 4.6 billion years, they were not. And they are not. They were produced, congealed, like this piece of concrete in the cloud. But not gravitational, because gravity does not attract. This concrete piece was not produced gravitational, but to atomical bombings, chemically. Stop being stupid.
The idea that I think most physicists or cosmologists buy into at the moment is that gravity can have two manifestations. The usual form of gravity is the attractive version. You drop something toward the Earth and it moves downward because the Earth and the object pull on each other. That's the ordinary gravity that we experience every day of our lives. But Einstein's equations actually allow gravity to also be repulsive. It can push outward as opposed to just pulling inward. And this is something that we have never experienced because the gravity created by a rocky object like the Earth is always the attractive variety. The gravity created by the sun, again, a compact object, is always the attractive variety. But Einstein's math shows that if you don't have a rocky object that's isolated in space, but rather energy that is uniformly spread through a region of space, that kind of entity yields repulsive gravity. If the very early universe, if it was filled with a uniform bath of this energy, we call it the inflaton field, the name doesn't matter, but if it was filled with that energy, it would have been subject to repulsive gravity. What does repulsive gravity do? Pushes everything apart, causes everything to rush outward. So the bang of the Big Bang may have been a spark of repulsive gravity operating with a tiny region of space that pushed everything apart.
what these children of this generation will learn. This was produced by chemical attraction, atomical attraction. All the planets were congealed in a cloud of water through chemical attraction, not gravity that does not attract. Gravity is acceleration. You see, I have a tissue, and accelerate the hand, and the tissue sticks to my hand. That's why it is wondering why it is not crushing the acceleration of the earth. But that's why it is the consuming factor, acceleration, consuming factor, all the bodies that consume movement, look, and consuming stops, because this is compounding all this, like I showed to you, and it make it stops because you compound the vectors. It puts the brakes on movement. Like this, in this case, if you understand, like in this case. And the acceleration of the earth is that you are sticking to this earth, not attraction, and brings you back, because it's defined by area. And Newton did not knew why. But if you want to understand Einstein, maybe he was stupid too. Einstein wondered, what is the speed of connection? Because Newton says only that it is variable through area, because Galileo observed that it is not have power to break the glass from here, but from here, yes. So it is a difference, since it is spring with distance. But Newton did not ask himself, but Einstein asked himself, why the speed of connection? It was proposed by the Maxwell time that it is the electrical field. But if you are stupid, and he wondered what it is, the speed of connection. Maybe it is light, with that it has a force of impact, a circular force like this, and it hits the earth. Like this, it hits with force. And it brings it back, like you spin a ball on your finger, and you give with the force of impact you maintain on your hand, like this. And he wondered, what is this force that has a mass on area? And he wondered, maybe it is light. And maybe it is light. And I suspect that it is light. But not a light with mass. But but maybe not produced by the sun. In all the solar system, maybe it is a circulating field that it is produced by the cloud at the border of our galaxy and comes across all the galaxy like a light field, because the sun has a spin and it is static, and it is in the middle of this spherical galaxy. You stupid jackass, you are lying the entire earth with stupid things, and you pretend that you are smart. What these children of this generation to learn? Your handicapped science. This is all the science, my friend. You interdict philosophy, you interdict to find, you interdict everything. That you to be a smart ass. Like two bodies attract. Are these two bodies attracting? Only if you are stupid. Goodbye. Our galaxy is only one day, and we cannot see the universe. And in this way it demonstrates that you are fighting with God, with the Bible, and you falsify science and everything. Because the Bible says that as one day it would produce all the stars. This is what it means. The distance is 26 billion kilometers at the border of our galaxy. And we cannot see the universe. Stupid jackass. Goodbye. I'm saying like a coffee science, but I only have a glass of water. You must apologize to the entire planet. You understand?